What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to DSM Pre-Game Live. It is October 22nd, 2025, 5:49 p.m., and it is the exact time and date that I am ready to be hurt again. The Sixers kick off their 25-26 season in Boston at TD Garden against the Boston Celtics. Joel Embiid is a full go tonight. No Paul George, no Jared McCain, no Trendon Watford to start this season here. I'm one half of your host, Dylan Davis. To my right, my faithful co-host, Scotty. We are going to get into our keys to victory, our best bets, our game predictions, some season-long predictions, a lot of fun stuff to get into. So make sure to tap in and check us out on Twitter at DSM_media is where you can find us. Make sure to hit that follow button. And then, of course, if you want to be interactive throughout any of our shows, especially the pre-games that we're live here on, check out the YouTube link that you can see on my screen here. It's in the link tree in our Twitter bio. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, share it, like it, whatever you got to do to continue to help us grow. We greatly appreciate each and every one of you. My man, happy hump day. The season's upon us. We had two great games last night to kick off the NBA season. We'll see if the Sixers and the rest of the slate can continue it tonight. But I'm happy to be back for a third season of Pregame Live with you.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We've been waiting for this one quite a while, pretty much since the Phillies were eliminated from the playoff. We've been waiting for this one since then, since Red October, right? Red October started. Nonetheless, man, I'm happy to be here with you on Hump Day with the season opener for the Philadelphia 76ers. Rocking the old school. I don't got one of the new ones yet. I will be purchasing one. Did not purchase a jersey last year, but I am going to invest this year because I am invested emotionally and mentally into this team. And we start tonight against an arch nemesis that, I mean, I just don't want to harp on it too much because I don't want to underestimate the Boston Celtics. But they have a little bit of a wounded wing, right? Like, there's no Jason Tatum, their top 5 player in the NBA. They're missing tonight, and they're going to be missing him for most of the season. You texted me about it before the show, man. A ton of turnover on that roster, a lot of big pieces from that championship roster that ultimately moved on to other teams. So this is going to be a new look Celtics team with some familiar faces, right? Jaylen Brown, sure. Derek White's, so on and so forth. But hey, what better way to kick the season off, right? At least we got Embiid back, and that fulfills all the excitement that I could need. And I guess we get it staggered because we'll get PG and then we'll get McCain, and things will start to look even more fulfilled as the season goes on, man. But I'm happy to be here with you, brother.
Yeah, I think it's a good place to start when looking at the opponent tonight in the Boston Celtics. And look, I could sit here and say, well, it's a good time to get the Celtics, right? It's the first look at this kind of rebuilt, restructured Celtics team from a very, very busy offseason. And obviously Tatum, down and out for almost the entire year, if not the entire year. But the Sixers play Boston 3 times in about like the first 20 games or so. But like by November 11th, these two teams will have matched up 3 separate occasions. So you're going to get quite the look at this Boston Celtics team. Yeah. But when you go back to that 68 win championship team from 2024, this is just not that same team, right? Obviously they're missing their leader in Jason Tatum, but beyond that, the two guys that they had brought in for that campaign that made the Celtics so deep and so dangerous, a two-way guard and Drew Holiday, who brought over championship experience, is gone. Where's it? Portland, I believe. Now Kristaps Porzingis, the 7-footer that can stretch the floor, is down in Atlanta now. A guy like Al Horford, a career Celtic, is out in Golden State now. There are no more days of the shot blocker in Robert Williams. There's no Luke Cornett to come off the bench right now. I mean, this is a Celtics team that is injured. Jaylen Brown pulled his hamstring in one of the last preseason games that Boston had, so he's a game time decision. I'm assuming he's good to go by looking at the spread and the line tonight. But with that said, how much do they kind of test that hamstring tonight in the first matchup? This just isn't the same Celtics team. And you look, obviously I think a very crucial part of what we're going to talk about when it comes to keys is their big man and their depth or lack thereof for bodies to throw Joel Embiid's way tonight. And I just don't think they have enough. They brought over Anthony Simons, who's a guy that can give you 25, give you 30. He's a bucket, but who's he guarding tonight, right? So you're looking at Derek White. You're looking at a so-so Jaylen Brown. You're looking at Peyton Pritchard, who we know, can, depending on the night, can light it up. And you're looking at a new guy in Anthony Simons. I think it's a very good time to test out that new Boston Celtics team. The Sixers themselves are not fully healthy, like you mentioned. However, it's probably the closest to healthy they're going to look that they've looked in quite some time. So
I hope not all year.
Right. Yeah. I had to backstep for a second, but I was like, you get my point.
Yeah, no, I feel you. It's been a while. It's been a while since we saw him on the floor.
They're going to stagger the load management of Joel, of Paul, of these guys.
Yeah.
So it's like in terms of having Maxey, Joel, Kelly, Grimes, so on and so forth, VJ, they do have a lot of pieces to throw Boston's way tonight, man. So yeah, I'm excited to take a crack at the Celtics team early in the year.
Yeah, no, and I don't blame you, man. You mentioned the Jaylen Brown injury, and yeah, it does seem like he's gonna play. I mean, the way he was, walking into the arena, I was trying to look up some stuff on Twitter before we got on here. Yeah, like you mentioned, by the odds, the Celtics, remaining favorites, I would say he's probably gonna play. And to that point, man, a hamstring injury, you mentioned like maybe taking it a little slow with Jaylen Brown, right? They like this roster, I feel like can't afford to if he's in the game. Do you know what I mean? Like if he's in the game, this roster, this starting lineup is going to rely on him to produce, whether it's rebounding, playmaking for the team, or obviously scoring. And then especially on the defensive end, I would imagine he or Derek White is going to guard Maxey. I mean, maybe they'll split time. It's obviously not going to be Peyton Pritchard. But
or Anthony Simons.
Who do they put Peyton Pritchard on? I mean, do they put him on VJ? Do they put him on Oubre? I mean, we'll see what the starting lineup is ultimately for the Sixers because we don't have that confirmed just yet. But no, I do feel you. It's just at the end of the day, it just in the past, I look at this game as a chance to just show that this Sixers team is serious, right? Like Maxey and Nick Nurse, they talked a lot this offseason about wanting to be taken serious, going out here and playing with max effort every night, every minute of every game, and leaving it all out there on the court every night. Well, you go out there and you do that tonight against this Celtics team, you will win the game. So go out there and do it. Leave it all out there on the line and prove that you are somewhat different from previous teams. For sure. That we have seen a Celtics lineup without Tatum. And maybe, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, Brown might not even have been in the fucking lineup.
You might be.
Derek White and Drew Holiday and Chris, the other guys came in and they just light you up. And that is just to get to keys to victory tonight, man. Defend the three. You have to defend the three ball tonight because it's the only way the Celtics can win this basketball game. Yeah. And they're going to try to do it that way. They're going to launch them up.
What do you think is a target number to keep Boston under if you're the Sixers and that Boston has in mind for them to make it to be effective and win this game tonight? They're going to chuck, but they're probably going to get up over 53s tonight. Close to 50.
Right. So what do you hope? What? Under 20?
If you're the Sixers, you would have to hope to keep them at like 18, 19. Like if they shoot like 18 for 49. Right. I don't know what that percentage comes out to. I'm no mathematician over here, okay? But is that where you go? If you're Boston, are you looking at this at a battle like this and thinking it's uphill and I need to try to make like 24 threes tonight? I don't know what the case is. I'm in a weird spot here because look, the Sixers don't really have a leg to stand on in previous history wise, right? So there's no real reason I should be as confident as I feel heading into this matchup. But this line is flawed to me, and I know Vegas is very rarely wrong. And if I'm this confident, boy, this could be a very bad night. I don't know what signs I'm sending myself.
We've been here before, for sure, but
the fact that the Boston Celtics are coming into this game with this new look rotation of Sam Hauser starting at your 4 potentially, and Kada and Xavier Tillman and Luka Garza and Chris Boucher as 4 big men you're going to try to throw Joel Embiid's way. I know it's in Boston. I don't know how the hell this line is Boston -4.5 to Boston -5.5, depending on your books. It doesn't make much sense to me, which is a scary thing, but you are 1000% correct. Look, if the Sixers go out on the road and lose tonight, is the season over? Obviously not, okay? But you can inspire your fan base, because this is a team now. Maybe it's the way the Philly season has ended the last couple of years, specifically this year. Maybe it's all the drama in Eagle Land, etc. Maybe people are just looking for light at the end of the tunnel, and they will take what they can get right now in the Sixers. But there seems to be a lot of positivity. Like from social media, I see, from sports talk radio, from WIP. Normally the ultimate Negadelphia crowd is talking about embracing the Sixers and embracing Joel Embiid. You have an opportunity to Scotty's point, in a way, show you're different, because this is a game that would somehow be a letdown spot for a healthier Sixers team in the past. This is a game in my mind you should win tonight. So start the season off on the right foot is essentially what I'm trying to ask here.
Yeah, no, I do feel you. And I think the big question for me going into this game, man, is Embiid. Like, I know we saw him in the preseason. I know we saw clips of him in the blue and white scrimmage. Maybe some people that are watching were out there and saw him in person, but it's just different in the regular season when you're going up and down the court, right? How many minutes can Embiid play tonight, first of all? How many minutes can he actually play at full speed tonight? Is it 30? Does he have a limit, right? Does he come into this? From the reports, it seems like he doesn't have, like, limitations.
No, I mean, he was completely off the report. Yeah, he was completely off.
It's more of, like, limitations schedule-wise, back-to-backs and stuff like that, right? Like, how does his knee respond ultimately to the game tonight? But what is he looking like conditioning-wise? He looks like he's in much, much better shape. I just think that is, to your point, with their lack of big men depth, if he's ready to go tonight, I think the Sixers, they're not going to run away with this in Boston, of course, but I think they should be able to control this game and make Boston play to their identity, right? And that's kind of the barometer for me, because I do think ultimately tonight, with Jaylen Brown hampered, my money on the best player on the court is Tyrese Maxey. I think he's going to be the best player on the basketball court tonight out of everyone. And that's with Embiid's health in mind, obviously. And then, of course, Jaylen Brown's health in mind. I think Maxey's that guy. We're going to get primetime franchise Maxey tonight. Can Embiid, what is he? Is he 80%? Is he 85%? Is he 90%? Is he, where is Embiid? And we're going to find out.
Not to answer your question,
beat the Celtics without a pristine health Embiid. So to be clear, they can beat this team without that.
He played about 20 minutes in that preseason game, in a meaningless preseason game against backup. So if he can get, and I know the tempo is different, and then the physicality is different in that sense. So it is not, apples to apples here, but if he can play 20 minutes in a meaningless preseason game 4 or 5 days ago, even if there is a limitation, is it 30, 32, somewhere in that ballpark? Right. By all accounts, it sounds like he's just ready to go play basketball again, which is a big thing, which gets me to, I guess, my first 2 keys, because they go hand in hand. It's why I'm so excited for this team, and they're not even at full strength yet. It starts with the big fella. Like, you are right. Like, Tyrese Maxey could very well be the best player on the floor tonight. But at the end of the day, it is still Joel Embiid's team. And you might get a new look offense. The ball might swing more. They might get out and transition more. But Joel Embiid is going to get his in any game that he's playing in for the Sixers this year. And it starts tonight, man. We talked about it the other day on Monday's show. I already mentioned who the 4 big men are for the Celtics team. I mean, it's Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, it is getting to the charity stripe. It is foul, 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 next, foul, 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 next, foul, 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 so on. So they don't have capable bodies to throw at this guy. There is no Al Horford anymore. There is no Robert Williams who can defend the paint. There's not even a 7-foot Luke Cornett who can be a little bit more physical. It's not there for the Celtics tonight. So that is key number 1 for me. I want to see the big fella eat. I think a lot of people do. to transition into my second key, and I'll throw it to you here, which is why I'm excited for the Maxis and the Grimes and a VJ to potentially all that attention he's going to garner all year long, specifically tonight against the Celtics. What is one thing the Sixers did not do last year, Scotty? Well, shoot the three ball.
Yeah.
Even in years past, in playoff moments, down the stretch of a game 6, game 7s, they cannot make open threes when Joel Embiid's drawing all this attention. I want to see those threes be knocked down tonight. All that gravity that he's going, all that space that he's going to take up in the post for a guy like Quentin Grimes, for a Kelly Oubre in the corner, for a Tyrese Maxey, whoever's out there with him, you have to knock down those open jumpers tonight if you want to compete each and every night on the floor. And it starts tonight because, to your point, Boston's going to chuck them. How many they make, we'll see. But they're going to chuck them. So even though Joel can eat, you're still going to have to hit from long range to win this basketball game.
Yeah, no, I completely agree, man. That was my second key to victory as well, was get threes up.
I mean, to get ahead of you.
No, not at all, man. When you got the other team that's going to be chucking up threes the way Boston does, you're going to have to get some up yourself. And Nurse has mentioned throughout the preseason, throughout training camp, that it's a goal of theirs to get more threes up in general, just because that's the way the NBA is gravitating. So I'm with you there. I'm interested to see how Boston does attack Embiid tonight. Because there's been times in the past like where they've thrown Marcus Smart on Embiid, and you get somebody that gets a little lower on him if he's not moving around. That's what I mean. I feel like you're a little more confident, or a lot more confident in Embiid tonight and his health than I am, man.
It's not even just that. It's my lack of confidence, and I know I'm probably going to be punished for this. It's my lack of confidence in the Boston Celtics, right? Like I remember very vividly the moments you're talking about.
Yeah,
playoffs. It's somewhat of a head game, right? It's throwing all these different.
It is. You can't do that full time.
Not only is it night 1 of 82, they don't have that personnel anymore. They don't have a Marcus Smart to get gritty like that and try to body Embiid and get in his. Who's going to take on that role tonight for the Boston Celtics? Is it Derek White? Is Derek White going to be put in foul? Because then at that point you're putting that guy in harm's way. If you're Brad, or not Brad Stevens, excuse me.
Yeah, Joe Mazzulla.
Yeah, Mr. Fair himself. You're putting him in harm's way at that point to get him into foul trouble. Like I don't think Boston has the depth. I don't think they have the personnel. I don't think they have that defensive kind of bravado about them anymore. Like, yeah, I agree. That's the only guy I can think of that could take on a role like that, like Scotty's mentioning. But then you're putting arguably your best, a top 2 player of yours in. Marcus Smart was never a top 2 player for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, right.
You're putting that guy in position to rack up 2 or 3 quick fouls if you throw him that assignment. Or you can go the old-fashioned way and throw 5 different bodies at him and just eat fouls, in which case
maybe that's what they do.
Checkmate.
Yeah, I'm interested. I think they'll test him at first. I think they'll let one guy on him at first and see if he's moving around well, if he's able to get to the rack, do normal Embiid things, right? And if he starts to cook, then we may start seeing the double teams, the different type of tactics. Because I think the Celtics they don't know any more than what we do about Embiid's health coming into this game and what they're going to get on the opposite end. So I'm with you, man. I think if Embiid is Embiid tonight and he's ready to go, then they have nobody that's going to match up with him. I'm curious where Embiid will operate within the offense. Like, obviously, you would think against these matchups in the post, but he does operate around the elbow and such as well. Depends on that starting lineup, man, because we saw in that preseason game, Adembona started. And, it depends on the Celtics. Like, do we adjust to the Celtics starting lineup? If they start Sam Hauser or if they start Chris Boucher, right? Those are 2 different looks. So I am curious to see who's going to be kind of operating beside Embiid at that 4 spot, because I think obviously that can make a big difference in the way Embiid ultimately operates on the floor. Yeah. If Adembona is out there, then Embiid's going to be at the elbow bouncing around. He's not going to be down there where Adembona can rebound and such. So It's interesting, but I'm with you. They have nobody, absolutely nobody that can match up with Joel
Yeah,
Embiid.
it's a
And
different level for me.
Derek
Quite
White's
honestly.
not going to be able to guard Embiid
No.
because he's going to have to guard Maxey, right? Or Jalen
Right.
Brown
Correct.
on a hampered hamstring is going to have to guard Maxey, which that's
Yes.
not going to happen either. So,
No. And
um, yeah,
because look, here's why it's on another level to me. I know if we have to continue to move on here and not just focus on the lack of
oh,
big.
it's all good. It's the season opener, brother.
In years past, when Joel has been the most dominant man on the floor night in, night out, he's been an MVP candidate, a scoring champion. Anybody that teams throw his way seems like it's not enough.
Yeah.
And when you take the name value and the age and everything involved of previous Celtics teams of who's going to guard him? Old ass Al Horford,
Horford obviously had something again, for Embiid. He had a tactic that
and then they would have a Robert Williams who was 7 feet and bigger.
Right.
They had a Luke
Throw
Cornett,
his body
and we
around.
laugh like, Luke Cornett's going to guard him. This is on a completely even 2 more tiers down, bro. Like Luka Garza, Xavier Tillman, and Keita. I mean, don't even throw. Chris Boucher should not touch the 5 tonight. Like offensively, it could work.
I think they'll have to. They'll have to. Because to your point, they are going to be rotating fouls. If Embiid is doing his thing down there in the post, they're going to be rotating fouls. We feel you, GSW film. Like we feel you on that.
Yeah.
We're saying, like, go ahead, Boston, do that. We have a team built for that, right?
But my only question here is, isn't that the same thing? To make others beat you, you have to focus on guarding Embiid a certain way.
Right.
So they're hand in hand. If you're going,
it is about guarding Embiid.
If you're going to make the others try to beat you tonight, that means you have a focus on taking Joel Embiid away. So it is about guarding Embiid.
Yeah.
And if you don't try to guard Embiid
about
because of the health or whatever the case may be, well, then I say to you, good luck. There he is.
Yes, sir. He's back. He's back in.
DJ Edgecombe is the savior. I think his line's sitting at 11.5 or 12.5 right now. Again, if you don't,
I feel like that is just so. Yeah. I wanted to. This comment from my man.
He had 8 in 19 minutes the other night in the preseason.
Yeah, I feel like he's seeing the game differently. Yeah. I think he knows what he's doing out there, and I think we could get that version of Joel tonight. You think
there's some sort of maturity or emphasis from him, not only tonight but this year, coming back from that injury? Like he has to understand what his limitations on his body are, right? And what the ultimate goal of getting him and this team healthy towards the postseason means. And that's going to mean hopefully not needing 35 from Embiid every single night. Exactly. So do you think there's an emphasis on him to trust his teammates, which has been a talking point in years past?
Yeah.
Kind of that you see tonight where like, okay, yeah, like I'm going to dish it. I'm going to let them get out in transition, etc.
Yeah, no, I think that's absolutely the initiative to use if you're the Sixers, if you're Embiid, if you want longevity, because it works both ways, man. It takes, all that angst off of Embiid's body, but it also allows your teammates to build themselves, develop themselves during the regular season, where we need VJ to grow into somebody this year to compete at a high level. We need it. So we need VJ to get that experience, him to have the ball in his
especially
hand,
right now without a Paul George and Jared McKean. Like
this is it's perfect. It's perfect. It's the perfect time for them to ultimately experiment, man. So
I do want to go back to this because Martian's not wrong here, but I'll say this: there's 2 things in basketball, and especially at this level, that really only call for effort. Like, yes, you need size, you need athleticism, you need that like length and size helps, right? If you have 2 7-footers on the floor, that's going to help the glass. Rebounding and defense at this level essentially come down to want to. Do you want to? Do you want to play defense at this level? 90% of the guys in this league can play defense. Yes, some are too small, some are a step slower than others, and it's not that easy, but some just don't care to play both sides of the floor. Rebounding, as a team, there's length on this team. You have a 7'1" center anchoring it. You have athleticism. If you get out rebounded tonight, that is going to come down to pure effort, pure hustle. That is going to mean the guards from Boston are getting involved. That's going to mean a Sam Hauser or a Baylor Shireman is getting involved on the glass. And that means they are outworking a Kelly Oubre Jr. or an Adembone or a Joel Embiid. That's what that comes down to, man. So it's to me, that's not all rocket science. That's not, how do we crash the glass? That's going and getting a loose ball. That's what that is tonight.
But it is something that Embiid, we don't know that he's going to get 10 rebounds tonight. Like, that is something we do have to have a concern with. And, like, as you're talking through that, it just makes me think they're going to start a Dembona next to him because
really,
you do need to hit the boards and you need to secure all of the boards. And I think I just don't love the idea of Embiid, jumping around in the paint, trying to get rebounds and, just worried about the ball all up in the air. And I feel like that's how all of those twisted ankles, twisted knees always happen because he's trying to tap and get the ball.
How much of it is that or just getting a body on someone before the ball is even up in the air?
To an extent. I mean, yeah. Yeah,
we'll see. So, like, my only point is, yes, you size helps, athleticism helps, everything, but a lot loose balls, rebounding, defense. That is that is getting.
I guess what I'm trying to say, like, is Embiid now going to engage in rebounding at like full capacity? Because this team, if they don't put a Barlow in the starting lineup or a Dembona, then who else is getting those boards? Right. Like, I do feel you against the Boston Celtics, especially. It just shouldn't be a major problem tonight, but they do gang rebound. Derek White will hit the boards. The motherfuckers are annoying. They will do it. like they will. It's the Celtics, man. They're just so annoying. Like, they're just so annoying because you say like Sam Hauser, you say Baylor Shireman or whatever the fuck his name is off the bench. And they'll come in and they'll hit 4 threes.
Yeah, man.
It's so annoying. Look, it's so annoying. I'm trying not to underestimate them, but I do feel you. I know. The Sixers team should beat this fucking Celtics team.
That's what I'm saying.
It should happen.
Right, because here's the next step of the guys we're talking about, right? Those guys come in and annoy you when they're supposed to be the time off from Drew Holiday and Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis and Derek White. Those guys are now being asked to elevate. If Sam Hauser is in a starting role and Jaylen Brown's not 100% on opening night, Sam Hauser is going to be asked to do more. Peyton Pritchard is going to be asked to do more. They become less scary when you get more of them, in my opinion. Less is more with those guys. When they come in, and to your point, Sam Hauser hits 3
threes. I think we got to separate Pritchard and Hauser. Like, they're not in the same.
I agree.
Pritchard needs some respect on his name, Dylan. He can light you up, man. Like,
I know.
I feel you. We've been watching this guy the last couple of years grow in this team, and last year he took off, this guy, and to the point where now they have felt comfortable moving Drew Holiday and bringing Simons off the bench. Like, why does Anthony Simons not start over Peyton Pritchard? It's like, well, because they're confident in this guy.
Did they say that?
Yeah. Simons, they're looking at him coming off as that scoring punch off the bench ultimately. So,
all right,
it'll be Pritchard, White, Brown. And then either it depends if they want to go big.
I mean, I'm just saying, like Joe Mazzulla, like, I think you're doing too much because, like, what scoring punch? Like, I know what Anthony Simons is, but that's exactly what Peyton Pritchard was as a 6-man for you last year: a scoring punch, a shooting threat.
Yeah,
I think you're doing too much. I think you're overthinking it. I think you lost a lot of chess pieces, and you're trying to overcompensate for it. So, with that said, I need the Sixers to punish them tonight, Scotty. I needed them to punish that ferret mole-looking motherfucker in TD Garden tonight.
I feel you, man. I feel you. In all seriousness, man, keys of victory, just to finish that out so we can move on a little bit here.
Oh, you thought I wasn't being serious?
No. I'm talking about myself, just to bring it back. Reorganize us here. Reorganize. I would love to see them play at a faster pace. Obviously, Embiid in mind, we saw him passing ahead the other night when he was playing. Really just about letting and setting VJ Edgecombe free. right? Let him get out, use his athleticism. He's going to get out and use it anyways because he might fuck around and get 4 to 5 steals tonight because he's in every passing lane, because he's that hyper-focused on defense that he gets himself so many opportunities on the offensive end. But just let him and Maxey, if they want to take off and get gone on the fast break, let them go, get it out to him early and let them fly. But yeah, I really want to see VJ be set free. And the other thing, man, we've talked a lot about like the core here, maybe outside of Quentin Grimes, really, I would throw him up there in that core. 1 to 2 of these other guys. We talked about these other guys. I was
going to ask you that question next.
Right? Who is going to step up tonight? You mentioned.
Tell me. I was literally just going to ask you that. Who's your X factor, right? We talk about the Maxies and the Embiids. There's no PG. Who's the X factor for you tonight?
It's interesting, man.
I think you can include Grimes in X factor. Like I think you can. Like I think he's a tweener for this team right now with the injuries, but I still think he would be a quote unquote other guy tonight.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. First of all, I'm curious, what Nick Nurse, what those rotations are going to look like. Obviously, yeah. I mean, to be clear, I read this article from Sixers Adam. It was Philly The Voice, I think it was published on. And he laid out the minutes distribution that he expects tonight or what he would use tonight. And Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon, and Andre Drummond were not a part of that. It was simply Adem Bona, Dominic Barlow, Jabari Walker, and I always get his name, Justin Edwards, right?
Yeah.
I always get his first name. I always get him confused with Justin Simmons. There it is. Nonetheless, Justin Edwards, those would be the other guys coming off the bench. And then you have a mixture, whoever's starting, right? Bona and, Oubre's obviously going to be in the mix there. But I'm looking at the 4 of Edwards, Jabari, Bona, Barlow. You look at Jabari and Barlow, these are guys on 2-way contracts. They got to earn their permanent spot if they want to be here. So they should obviously be playing with high intensity. Edwards did not have a great preseason. Obviously coming off a great year out of nowhere last season. Did kind of, fell back a little bit efficiency-wise in the preseason to start. So he needs to step up. And then you look at Adem Bona. If he starts, if he comes off the bench, he's got to earn his role. You do have Drummond back there as much as we may not want to see him.
Right.
Are we going to love Adem Bona?
You have a 7-footer if you need a
backup. You have another option, right? And if Adem Bona isn't pleasing to the eye, then we can try something else.
And I think Andre Drummond could play with Xavier Tillman tonight. I would hope so.
He could. Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if Drummond is kind of slid in there to help and ease Embiid, right? And he gets into the mix there. It depends. How much is he going to rely on Barlow versus an Adem Bona or an Andre Drummond? It's interesting because if I'm being completely honest, bro, I feel like Barlow could probably impact the game the most. I just don't know if Nurse is going to give him that shot. Like he could start.
He's the guy that I brought up to you Monday in terms of those really other guys, like those 2-way kind of players, like a Jabari Walker, like a Justin Edwards, where his size and athleticism could play him into the rotation right now, especially when they're shorthanded.
Yeah.
6'9", 215, seems like he can jump out of a building.
Yeah.
That's a guy that you could put at the 4, for the time being with no Paul George, no Trendon Watford, et cetera. So,
but to answer your question, brother, like outside of, I think Quentin Grimes, I think he will have a game tonight. He's not my pick for X Factor. I think Adem Bona, man. I think his hustle, his grit. I just think to your point, rebounding and like just wanting it. I think he is a guy that wants it. He understands what's in front of him, being Embiid, and then when Paul George comes back and how that pushes him down the depth chart.
I feel like we could have the youth / athleticism rotations on this team that are like those energy like hockey
Yeah.
stick lines that
Yeah.
we can have. Like
It'll be ugly sometimes.
yeah, like
but
the
it can-
like
it
that's
can
right. The offense is
really,
gonna have to come from
yeah,
somewhere.
make
You're
it
gonna have to
gritty.
mix in a Maxi and whatever with it.
Yeah.
But like you talk about a Bona, you talk about VJ Edgecombe defensively and always in passing lanes and getting out in transition. I feel like they could have a line like a 3-man kind of rotation where they're your energy guys and they're going to go out and they're going to lock up defensively and they're going to get to every loose ball, et cetera, et cetera. The one guy, I mean, you mentioned him within everybody, but it's funny. It was probably the guy you talked about the least. Kelly Oubre, man. The chatter from this offseason potentially being moved. He had a social media post basically feeling like that no one's
Not
grateful
loved.
for what he's done here, but he's loved it here, et cetera. He's such a tweener for me because Kelly is a guy that can score 20.
Yeah.
Kelly's also a guy that can shoot his way out of a gym and not in a good way and do too many boneheaded things and commit a stupid foul late in a game on a drive that doesn't need to be contested. He's a very interesting guy to keep an eye on tonight for me, man. Like, is he a slasher tonight or is he sitting in the corner waiting for a pass from Embiid? And if he receives those opportunities to hit a jumper, can he knock them down effectively tonight?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if he's in his bag, man. Yeah, he kind of slipped to the back of my mind. Honestly, I have a weird like underlying confidence that Oubre is going to play just fine.
Really? See, I have like a
Maxey
weird
and
like concern
Embiid.
about Kelly.
I feel if he's not knocking down the three consistently, it could get a little clunky. I can see it from that angle, but I just feel like he can get in on the boards. He can be opportunistic there. When he's locked in, and I feel like when you have the pieces around him that we're playing serious basketball, he can lock in defensively, right? You just talked about it's all about effort, and I think he can be a max effort guy.
He's not.
Times.
He's not going to be the leader. Yeah, he's not going to be the leader of the energy.
Right.
He'll build off of the energy in a sense if he's surrounded by that type.
But if he's coming out jacking, to your point, jacking up shots, that's not what we want to see. We want to see the connector piece, right? When Embiid's getting double teamed, you cut to the rim and you finish or get it out to the open, whatever, right? You want to see him be that connector piece, fill in the margins. I think Oubre, when he does that, that's perfect. Oubre, when he's taking, 15, 20 shots a night, that's not what we want to see.
No,
it's bad.
Because those shots, here's the hierarchy if it's me.
Yeah.
Do you put Joel and Maxey just hand in hand for now? Because, like,
I put Maxey in the driver's seat until I see Joel go out and drop like 35. Like until I see Joel in his bag. Like
regardless, that's one and two. That's 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Then with the injuries to PG and McCain, it's Quentin Grimes time for me in terms of getting shots and looks.
I agree.
Then it's Kelly. Then it comes Kelly time at that point.
Kelly territory. Yeah. Before the rest of the role guys, but I mean, let me ask you this. Like we've glazed over him a few times, or grazed over him, not glazed, but we've grazed over him a few times. VJ, where does he fit in that hierarchy for you right now? Because how much like confidence has he bought from the fan base?
Yeah.
Get in the chat talking about he's back. He's their savior.
Yeah.
He's in the Adidas commercial today.
Here's where I would look at a stat line for VJ Edgecombe, right?
Yeah.
Take your opportunities when you're out in transition. Get him the ball out in transition.
Yeah.
Use him as a slasher and a cutter tonight.
Yeah.
3 attempts max. Unless he starts
hit one. Yeah.
Unless he starts like 2 for 2. If he starts 2 for 2, you get him a couple more looks. But right now, you get him 3-ish attempts a night. Because he's got to work on it, but it's not what he's best at right now. So 3-ish attempts from deep. Get on the ball in transition. Use him as a slasher and a cutter to the rim when Joel's and Maxey had the ball in their hands, and see how many looks you get him. I don't know what that's going to equate to.
I feel like naturally
equate to like 7 shots, or if it's going to equate to like 14 shots. I don't know.
I feel like naturally, 3, 4, 5 3-point attempts a game will just.
I think 5 are doing a lot. I think 5 we are.
I think he'll fall in his lap, man.
Really?
It's interesting. It'll just be interesting, man. Like I know Martian mentioned it earlier with Nick Nurse. Yeah, what is he on tonight? Does he give guys like VJ the green light where if you're open, shoot the three? Like they're coached in certain ways. Yeah. Maybe I love seeing VJ drive to the rack. The three is something he's going to have to grow into. It's just to your point. Maybe against the Celtics, that's not the time to do it. But I think the opportunities will present themselves tonight just naturally if they are doing what they say they're doing, and that's attempting more 3-point shots in general. Martian. Just watch, man. Maxie's back tonight. Maxi's back tonight. I feel you. Last season was painful to watch.
He had a down year.
Still had a decent
Everybody
number,
else did. Right. Everybody had a down year. I'll even throw you the braids, but the braids plus the arm sleeve.
Come on.
Is a different combination. I'm just saying.
He's going to be yadded soon.
It's a different vibe.
Maxie's back tonight. He's back. Embiid's back. Okay. Maxie's back, right? Like that's what that's what the trolls tell me on Twitter. Maxie relies on Embiid. Well, guess what? Embiid's in the starting lineup. So Maxie should be smiling ear to ear because he should have a lot more space to work with when he's, attacking and doing his thing.
Man. So. Well, look, it's been many, many months since Joel Embiid has started a regular, meaningful basketball game for the Sixers team. What do you got for me tonight? We'll get into best bets to end the show, but just game prediction. Game 1 of 82, our first pregame of the season in Boston. Do they go on the road and get the job done?
Yeah, man. Going into this game, ultimately, I'm looking at Embiid. Yeah, I think he needs to go out there and just take what is given to him in a sense, if that makes sense, right? If you're given the one-on-one matchup, then go to work. If they are double teaming you, find the easy pass, get it to your teammate, trust them, and I think they will fulfill tonight. I do think, to my point to Martian just a second ago, I think Maxey is going to be the best player on the floor tonight. I think he's going to control the game ultimately, along with Joel and the attention that he ultimately brings. I think Maxey has matured to the point where he can run the offense now. He can get us set up. He can lead within this team. It doesn't all have to be on Joel Embiid anymore in that department. Maxey can be that vocal leader out there on the floor as well. I see him anywhere from the 25 to 30 point mark. I just don't see, unless they start double teaming Maxey tonight.
Right.
There's no way that they should be able to do that. But I mean, I've seen crazier shit. I think Maxey 25 to 30 points tonight, 3 to 4 threes. If he's hot, maybe 5, 6. He can get hot like that. Orchestrate 5 to 7 assists mixed in there. And the efficiency is a big thing for me this year because last year the numbers were up there. I think he averaged like 25, 26 points last year. The efficiency, the shooting numbers were down. We want to see Maxey get back into that 50, 40, 90 club this year. So, man, I think the Sixers ultimately win a close one tonight in Boston. I think they kind of set the vibes on the right path tonight. I do think it'll end up close. I think, the Derek Whites, the Jaylen Browns, the Peyton Pritchards, they're going to have their annoying moments here in this game. But I think late in this game, we're going to get to see this Sixers team grow a little bit early in the season. And I do think they come away with the win. Hopefully we can see some pristine Embiid tonight mixed in there as well, man. I would love to see it. I think
so, bro. I think, look, we have some clips from a scrimmage. We have 19 minutes of a preseason game against second and third stringers. He looked like he fit in a game. He looked like he belonged. He wasn't out there trying to be the best player on the planet. Wasn't anything like that in a meaningless game. I think you get a man on a mission. I think the entire team, honestly, is angry, and I think they should be angry. I mean, they were embarrassed, and they weren't embarrassed because they all sucked last year and they were healthy but couldn't get it going. Right. They're embarrassed because they couldn't play, and they missed the playoffs, and it was just a season from hell, right? I think they come out tonight and make somewhat of a statement. Like the game's going to be close. Like they're not going to walk into Boston and blow them out of the water. But if you couldn't tell by my confidence, I think this spread is flipped. I think the Sixers win from anywhere from like 4 to 7 tonight. in that range. I mean, Boston could be down by 4, with a minute left, but they miss, foul, and we end up winning by 6 or something like that. But I think that's kind of where the Sixers come away with a W tonight.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
I know already like what bets we're getting into tonight, so I know we're not going with the over. How do you see this playing out? Like, do you think that this has to be a gritty defensive matchup for the Sixers to win this, or do you think it's Sixers get out run and gun type of night? They just, get up there shooting threes. Maxi's going off and Embiid's going off. Like, or do the Sixers slow this down tonight? Now, the Celtics, they play with a slow pace, apparently one of the slowest paces last season.
Yeah, they're an odd team because they'll take their opportunities to get out and run and shoot threes in transition, but they will slow it down and get the best shot. But again, that's it. That's a completely different team, man. There's no Drew Holiday and Kristaps and Tate. Like they're not there tonight.
Yeah.
So we'll see
who's
what they
producing in half court offense.
I honestly, because they're such a different look, Scotty, I don't know what to expect. Like, I don't want to say you don't want it in the 120s because that's what Boston wants to do, because I don't know if they have all that firepower to do that. Right. I also don't know if you want them mucking up the game and it's 101-97. I would say the Sixers sweep spot tonight is anywhere from like 110 to 116. I think in that range, you win this game by 5 to 6 points.
Yeah, I had 114-108 score written down.
I think that's the spot the Sixers kind of want to play in, a mix of getting out and running and controlling tempo, but also getting 21 the ball in the half court and letting him go to work is what they can do best. So, I'm excited. I think they get a win, man. Best bets, you alluded to it. I mean, we did use boost, so people, might not have the full lines, but I have Maxey for 25 plus, which you don't even need a boost on that because I think like his line's 25.5 or something tonight. Maxey 3+3s. If you want to take him for 4, it's plus money. I do think they are going to need it tonight. They need the threes to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
And unless you want Joel shooting 7 himself, it's got to come from a combo of Maxey, Grimes, Oubre, and VJ, and obviously you want Maxey leading that charge. So I like him to get up the shot attempts. I like him to knock down 3+. And then my best bet, I mean, look, I think it's worth it taking the Sixers to win on the money line. But if you're going to feed me 5.5 points, I'm going to take them plus 5.5, man. So Sixers anywhere from plus 4.5 to 5.5 is our best bet tonight.
Yeah, no doubt. Sixers get the W. Some other props I did see out there. VJ over 11.5. It was at minus 118 earlier. I think it actually I think it moved up to 13.
Yeah, it's still yeah.
But nonetheless, minus 136 for 12 now. Embiid assists. I know it was going around in the chat, man. I mentioned it to you earlier.
What's it at right text.
Now? 5 assists plus 102 tonight.
Really?
So it's interesting. Embiid 5 assists plus 102. 4 is minus 184, but I feel like naturally, man, 5 assists, like that's what Embiid should be averaging this season. 5 to 6 assists per game. Ultimately, I think that would ultimately be a sweet spot, but we'll see. It'll depend on how the Celtics ultimately guard him. I just think the value is there, right, with the opportunity that'll be there. But
before we wrap up, how do you feel about this game coming up at 7 at MSG? There's a happy hour boost on DraftKings plus 200. Jalen Brunson and Donovan Mitchell 2+ points each in the first 3 minutes of the Knicks Cavs game. So each to get 2 points, free throws, a layup, anything. Is it worth the lay? Nah.
Feels like a trap, you know what I mean? Like I don't like the sound of 3 minutes deciding my fate.
Nah. You know what bet I do like? I don't even know where. I know we're wrapping up. I don't even know where to find them at. You know how you can do like
we can dream
2+3s in the first 3 minutes of the game?
Yeah.
Nothing. Nah, can't find it. Whatever. I'll try to look for it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Let's go get this W, man. What jerseys are they wearing tonight? Do we have a starting lineup?
They are wearing the white unis because I saw VJ's being hung in his locker.
I'm kidding.
Not from their social media, not from the Sixers Twitter. I don't know if any.
Oh, this starting lineup.
Yeah. So this is from 4 minutes ago from Jay King. Jaylen Brown, quote, hamstring, will be available tonight per the Celtics. What does that mean?
He's gonna start. I don't know why he's wording it like that, like a weirdo, but
right, will be available. Like what? Will be available to pinch hit like Harrison Bader was? Like I'm confused. But all right, let's go get this W.
Like a hamstring, you're either available or you're not.
Yeah, I agree.
There ain't no like testing the water type.
We'll see how it goes. But hey, speaking of testing the water, something we probably should have talked about. Test that hammy, man. I don't mean that in like a rude way, but whoever his assignment is, or get him switched onto a favorable matchup, and let's test that hammy, JB, and see how good of a step you can get. But all right, guys, that is going to do it for game 1 of 82 here. DSM pregame live is back for a third Sixers season and Eagles season. So make sure to subscribe to the Philly YouTube channel. We will be live Friday afternoonish talking the Sixers game, Sixers for the weekend, and of course, Eagles Giants early preview before we get into pregame live this Sunday. So tap in, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Go Sixers, go Birds, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Go Sixers.